What would you do if you got into a traffic accident? Would you be paralyzed by fear? Would you call your friend? Maybe call the police? What are you supposed to do?
Here to tell us the do's and don'ts of a traffic accident, attorney Dallas Horton. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, Dal. Good morning, Sean. I'm just happy to be on again. Appreciate you having me.
Okay, a lot of people get in car wrecks here in town. There's probably one every 30 seconds.
Yep.
And a lot of people have never been in one, luckily. Fortunately, that's the case, but a lot of people have been. What are you supposed to do?
Well, if it's not your fault, the first thing you should do is call the police and allow the police to document who's at fault for the accident, because later on, people act real nice at the scene and then tend to later deny anything they may have said to you. It's best to have everybody talk to the police, let the police document it. The police can determine what happened based on what they see on the ground, the skid marks, the
angle of the crash.
Yes, the angle of the crash, the glass on the road, the oil on the road. They can tell where the impact began and moved to. The matter, we'll call it, plastic and glass, lets them know where the impact happened. The skids lets them know when you first saw the other vehicle.
Should you talk to the other driver? I've been in an accident before with a bus, believe it or not. And the bus guy starts chatting me up. He's like, you know, we could pay for this by check. We don't need to do insurance, any of that stuff.
You know, you should always talk to the other driver, because you're always going to be valued or evaluated as a witness later on. And there's witnesses looking at you. And you don't want to seem hateful. Remember, it's just an accident. It's nobody did it intentionally. The worst thing you can do is get out and start screaming at another person, because if you're forced to go to a jury one day, they're not going to like you very much. Because everybody makes a mistake, and we're all Christian or at least religious, and all religions agree forgiveness is important. So we should always be polite. Let them know, hey, I need your information. You hurt me, and I want to call the police. But I understand this is just a mistake. But you know, I'm hurting, and I need someone to document this. You can do that very politely. You know, it's not that I don't trust you. It's that I'm hurting, and I may not remember everything well. You know, I want to make sure someone comes out and documents this in case my shock affects my memory, and I'm in a little shock right now. So I would always call the police. I would always speak to the other person. You want their name, their phone number, their driver's license number, and their insurance information. I don't mind if the police gather that information, but if the police take a long time, there's not a lot else for you to talk about. Okay, you don't want to rehash the accident with them over and over. They're going to believe what they believe. You're going to believe what you believe. You know, leave your cars where they are, call the police.
And obviously people who are in hit and runs, there's no other person, no other driver to talk to. In that situation, what do you do? You
still call the police. You were involved in a hit and run, you get their plates, you let the police come out and document the accident immediately, because you want to, your insurance company is going to require you to file a police report if you're involved in a hit and run. So let's document it properly at the scene. No matter what, we call the police. No matter what, we get our bodies checked out. We want to make sure we're okay. It can take up to 2 to 10 days to feel the effects of a soft tissue injury. So once we've been in an accident, the first thing we want to do is call the police. Then we want to go to our doctor and say, you know, whether we're stiff or sore, let him know what we're feeling. And then we want to follow up again in that 2 to 10 day period to let him follow our progress and see if we're getting worse or if we're in fact improving. If we're improving, great. If we're getting worse, you know, we're going to have to get more care.
One of the best advents as far as technology is concerned is cameras in the cell phone.
You should photograph the entire scene. You should not move the vehicles. You should leave them there for the officer as well as your own cell phone. You should document your property damage, any injuries you have, whether you're bleeding or bruised. Document definitely the location of the vehicle as well as the entire scene of the accident. The northbound, the southbound lane, the eastbound, the westbound lane. So a lawyer can later prove how exactly the accident happened and that it was not your fault.
I have to talk as far as the location of the vehicles. If it's a relatively minor fender bender, should you move to the side of the road, or should you just leave it there?
No, because, and that's such a general question. If you're 65, 70 years old, a minor fender bender can result in a cervical fusion, and that's a case that could be worth well over $1 million. So no, you should always leave your vehicle there and let the police do the job that they have been trained to do. When you always report it to your own insurance company. You have a duty to cooperate with them. You'll give them a recorded statement. You'll give them a medical authorization and release. With respect to the third party, you know, and that is the person who struck you's insurance company, we're not going to give them a recorded statement. We were rear-ended. They're going to call us and say, hey, I need to talk to you because I need to find out the facts about the accident. You're sitting at a stoplight hitting the backside. You can't tell them the facts of the accident. They want to get information from you so they can later take your deposition and impeach you under oath. There's no reason to give them a recorded statement. You fax them a copy of the police report. Their client gave a statement to the police. You gave a statement to the police. That's all they need to know. They don't need to know more.
Gotcha.
Okay, on a different note here, you are sponsoring the Tough Enough Amateur Fighting event, the championship that's coming up. Tell us about this.
Okay, I love this. My firm's sponsoring it this Friday. It'll be January 27th. The tickets are $25 to $50. It's a smaller venue. If you love the UFC, you'll absolutely worship this. It's at the South Point. It starts at 7:30. It's going to be a ball. Come out and watch fights with us. This stuff is so much fun. These kids are such good fighters. They spring when they get the title straight to UFC and to the Strike Force. These are the up-and-coming, really good fighters. They're a lot of fun to watch, and it's not, $500, $700, $800 like the UFC.
Yeah.
You really get to enjoy it. The ring girls are absolutely beautiful. The fighters are beautiful.
Of course they are.
And listen, they got girl fighters too, and the girl fighters fight better than any men I've ever seen. They do, dude. I would not want to meet one of these girls in a bar. They'd whoop me in a blink.
And you know what?
These
It's
are
amateur
tough girls.
fighting. They're fighting because they love the sport.
That's it. That's
it's
it.
Excellent.
And it's neat and it's fun, and everyone there loves it. It's such a good crowd. They're good people. Everyone there is there for the love of the sport. There's no aggression or meanness. Yeah. Everyone's having a great time.
Very quickly, how do we get tickets?
Well, you can buy them from the South Point.
Go to the South Point.
Yes, excellent. You can buy those tickets at the South Point, and they are a ball, and I will be there this Friday. I hope y'all come out and see us.
Yeah, meet Dallas there.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. All right, Dallas's firm is located on Southeastern Avenue. If you need his legal advice, give a buzz at the number on your screen or check out his website, gdallashorton.com.